Welcome back to another episode of SSD Mythbusters, where each episode we take on a myth in the world of Social Security disability and either try to prove it as true or prove it as busted. And we do that by presenting the question to our Social Security disability attorney of over 20 years, Josh Worley, who helps walk us through the facts and what we need to know. So my name's Jeremy Worley. So we're going to jump right into today's myth. Josh, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Today's myth is social media can impact my disability case.
Okay, so on this myth is really true. I feel like it is true. Now, I need to explain a little bit on that. So when it comes to social media, of course, a lot of people, probably most people, have social media of some sort where they're posting stuff online. When it comes to stuff that you have posted online, I have seen situations come up where a judge sitting in a hearing with a client is asking questions and will mention something about that they saw that they were hiking in the mountains with their family for a week, 2 months ago. And, when that kind of thing comes up, a lot of times that is inconsistent with something that you claimed on your disability. And so it is not out of the question that a decision maker at some point, particularly at the hearing level with a judge, it's not out of the question that a judge could potentially see something that you've put online and that negatively impact your case.
Yeah, it's interesting because this comes up in my practice area of personal injury as well, where I have had adjusters who comb through social media, just kind of like you described. A client went on a family vacation and posted pictures from doing some hiking, and we had made claims talking about their physical ability. So how do people strike the balance? Because surely there's not just this bar on saying don't post it. Is it more a situation of just be wise and mindful that if you're saying you're disabled but you're out there running a marathon, that could create some challenges? I mean, how do you counsel your clients?
I think that's the bottom line, is that you've got to be, I'm not saying that you can't put anything on social media. That's not it at all. But you've got to be aware of the fact, and really it comes down to, on your disability claim, you need to make sure the things that you are claiming are truthful and backed up by medical records and medical treatment. And so you want to make sure that you're being truthful with everything that you're telling Social Security, but then also be aware of the fact that if you're claiming that you can't be on your feet for more than 10 minutes at a time, but yet you're out hiking in the mountains with your family on a vacation for a week, then that's not consistent, and that's not going to help your case. I would just say you just got to be very aware of those kinds of things. So it's not intended, when I say be careful what you post on social media, it's not necessarily about trying to pull the wool over the eyes of a decision maker on Social Security, but it is important to just be aware that anything that you put out online is available for all to see potentially, and that it could negatively impact you.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense. There's this balance, and
Sure.
and I don't think it sounds like what you're saying too is at the same time, Social Security decision makers are not out there looking for this gotcha. Okay, you posted a picture of you smiling on Facebook, so you can't be disabled. I mean, there's a balance to all of this.
There really is, and I will say, when I was talking earlier, I said particularly at the hearing level, this could potentially come up. At the earlier levels, at an application level and the reconsideration level, those are levels where it's not likely that anybody's going to be out kind of, trying to dig something up on you online. I'm not aware of any time that's ever happened with my clients, but I'm not saying that it's just a complete impossibility as well. So I think it is just something that it's good to be aware of. The other thing that I would say, and I think this probably goes hand in hand with some of the same comments that we're having, is I will occasionally have a client talk to me about or ask, does Social Security have spies that are out around my neighborhood watching when I mow the yard or that kind of thing. With that, absolutely not. Social Security is a huge organization that has, they're taking care of millions of people, and they're understaffed to begin with. So they don't have enough people to handle even, regular applications and claims that are going through the process. They don't have enough to even do that. So Social Security is not hiring PIs to kind of follow you around and do that kind of thing. So don't be worried about that kind of thing where, I can't even go to the grocery store because I'm worried about somebody watching me. That is not the case. Don't worry as far as that goes.
Right. Okay. Well, that's helpful. So I think on this one, we've actually proven this one to be true. Social media can play a role. But as Josh described, there's a balance to it. And really the underlying most important part of the whole question really is focus on always be truthful.
Sure.
If you're posting information or you're posting things online, social media that are consistent with your abilities and your overall health, then you don't have to be worried about someone seeing it. So we always want to be truthful. And you don't have to be worried about spies or some private investigator following you around. Certainly, social media can play a role. As Josh said, it's out there for everyone to see, so you want to be mindful of that. But you don't have to be too worried someone's tracking you. So great information, very helpful. Hopefully you've found this to be helpful. Give us a follow. We're going to continue to put out more videos like this. You can also reach out to us. If someone hears this and says, hey, I want to talk to your team, they can do so at the Injury and Disability Law Center. That's our law office. You can go to our website at idlawcenter.com. We got all kinds of information. And of course, you can reach out to us and we'd be happy to try and help you with your claim. Until next time, thanks for joining us.